It is an amazing day for Yu-Gi-Oh! As we watch full-powered Spyral go against full-powered Pendulum Magician. This is going to be an insane match. Pendulum Magician is going to go ahead and start off with Pendulum Call, discarding Wisdom Eye Magician to be able to search 2 Magician cards, not draw 2 cards. They're going to fix that mistake, getting a little bit ahead of their play sequence to add 2 Magician monsters from their deck to their hand. In this particular sequence, they're going to add Purple Poison Magician and Harmonizing Magician, and they'll be able to make some pretty good plays, even with a not so great hand. So Pendulum Magician has had so many iterations of the deck, it was really hard to choose which specific iteration we were going to play. The one that we chose was actually the 2018 version, the one right when Flames of Destruction came out, so right when Electromite was introduced, but before Astrograph Sorcerer and Double Iris Magician, or I apologize, Skull Crobat Joker and Double Iris Magician were banned. So this is actually technically an emergency ban list deck. And why not put it against another emergency ban list deck in full-powered Spyral? A deck that did see about a month of play before an emergency forbidden list came and knocked it out of contention. Now, players did say that this was the best Pendulum deck, and we're gonna go ahead and put that to theory. My personal opinion, I'll be able to explain that maybe a little later about how I feel about this full-powered Pendulum Magician, but it does have some interesting plays, as Duelist Alliance is going to be activated on Purple Poison. That's going to add Double Iris Magician from the deck to the hand. Now, the crazy thing about Double Iris Magician is that it isn't a Pendulum monster, but it's always a Pendulum Dragon because of its card tech, so you can search it with Duelist Alliance. Now, Skull Crobat Joker is going to be normal summoned to the side of the field. That's going to activate its effect to add a Magician monster from the deck to the hand. Of course, you can add Perform Power or Odd Eyes, but this is a Pendulum Magician deck, so we know the exact card. I think that the Pendulum player doesn't reveal the card added with Skull Crobat Joker. It actually was a Black Fang Magician. Following up Pendulum Magician not opening a way to make Electromite before the Pendulum Summon, which is okay sometimes, this deck can still make a huge board even when it doesn't make Electromite before it's Pen Summon. Activating Double Iris Magician, you're going to go ahead and Pendulum Summon for 3, that being Wisdom Eye, Black Fang, and Harmonizing Magician, triggering the effect of Harmonizing Magician to special summon a Magician monster from the deck to the side of the field. That being the monster that everybody loves, the big Oath and Oath Dragon Magician. Now, if I remember correctly, Oath Dragon Magician should have activated this effect right here to add the Wisdom Eye Magician in the graveyard, which would have gave Pendulum Magician an additional resource. Looking at the play sequence right here, they'll definitely be able to make the Electromite. They're going to do so with the Black Fang Magician and Wisdom Eye Magician, and they might be looking to make an Abyss Dweller as well as a rank 6 just by summoning Oath Dragon Magician to the side of the field. So now Electromite's going to activate its effect. That's going to allow you to place a monster into that extra deck. And I'm pretty sure that Oath Dragon Magician should have, just a misplay from Pendulum Magician, they should have activated that effect. But sometimes, maybe the effect is negated, I'm not 100% sure. I'm not the best Pendulum player in the world. So now Electromite's going to activate its effect. It cannot destroy any of those scales because Pendulum Call was activated. And if I remember correctly, that was the reason why Pendulum Call wasn't ran in such a high number inside of this Pendulum deck. So Electromite being able to destroy the Skull Crobat Joker, that's going to trigger its effect to draw. I don't think that Spyral had the opportunity to shuffle, so Pendulum Magician is going to offer that right now. So yes, the Pendulum Magician will be able to draw a card. They'll also be able to trigger the effect of Chronograph Sorcerer to special summon itself, and since I didn't see Black Fang Magician, they'll be able to special summon Black Fang Magician as well to be able to make that rank 6 and that rank 4 play. So yes, that Chronograph Sorcerer is going to hit the field, and Chronograph is going to trigger the special summon the Black Fang Magician. Now both the Harmonizing Magician and the Black Fang Magician can be used for that Exceed summon into that Abyss Dweller, which is really good against Spyral. They need the Hornet Drone, not the Hornet Drones, I apologize. They need Spyral Quick Fix to be able to activate in Graveyard. They need just so many other cards. There's Spyral Trap cards, there's Spyral Spell cards. Some of them do activate in Graveyard, so that's pretty much a problem. Now, the only knock on Pendulum is that if they wanted to make another monster, making a Tornado Dragon would have been perfect. That would have been really hard for Spyral to just overcome. As they're going to go ahead and pass their turn right back to Spyral, they're in a pretty big spot. But this is a Battle of the Gods deck, a full-powered deck for a reason. On the standby phase, Pendulum Magician is going to use that Abyss Dweller, and now Spyral has to out a double negate board with double iris and purple poison in scale, meaning that they can have some comeback options. Spyral Tough is going to be the perfect monster to normal summon. If they get Spyral Tough's effect right, they can destroy the Naruto the Moral Leader before, yeah, that's not going to be the thing, as Spyral did declare monster in a trapless kit. It looks like they're going to be in a pretty tough bind, as Naruto the Moral Leader will stand, and they're going to have to use the Spyral Resort as bait for Naruto to destroy. So Naruto is going to destroy that Spyral Resort, but Spyral isn't completely out, as a Spyral equipped spell card, the hard-drawn Spyral equipped spell card, is going to be activated on Spyral Tough. That's going to give it 1,000 attack, but more importantly, allow you to banish a monster when it destroys a monster by battle. So Spyral Tough is now going to attack into the Electromite, and then choose to banish the Abyss Dweller instead of the Naruto the Moral Leader, because that does shut them out of, graveyard activations. Spyral Gear Fully Armed is just such a great card. It gives the monster 1,000 attack. If it destroys an opponent's battle, you can banish both the opponent's monster and one of the cards your opponent controls. And then also, when it's sent to the graveyard, you can special one Cyber Super Agent in your graveyard. So it has so many coverage effects, but unfortunately, that's all Spyral has. They're going to go ahead and pass their turn right back to Pendulum Magician. And here is where that not having that Wisdom Eye Magician does kind of suck, because they could have special summoned the Black Fang Magician and the Wisdom Eye Magician right now and made another play. Double Eyes Magician is going to use this effect on the Black Fang Magician, meaning that it will inflict double damage this time around. But now they'll also be able to use the effect of the Black Fang Magician to add a Pendulum Graph card from the deck to the hand. So it looks like it's going to be the Pendulum Graph spell card, which will allow you to recur another resource when the card is destroyed. Pendulum Magician did whittle down its resources fairly hard, so being able to destroy the Electromite and the Abyss Dweller in one fell swoop is what puts Spyrals back on the map. Thinking about the options, Purple Poison Magician does give Black Fang Magician enough attack to kamikaze into the Spyral Tough, meaning that, both monsters will be sent to the graveyard. Black Fang Magician can trigger its effect to spell summon a Spellcaster monster in the graveyard to the side of the field. And since you have your Pendulum Graph on the field, you can actually still search another monster. So setting a card face down, we already know what it is, and activating the Time Pendulum Graph spell card. Now Purple Poison can attack into the Spyral Tough and get a search and a summon. So we're just waiting on for, Magicians to do just that. If they decide to do just that, I don't see a back draw. I don't see a drawback in this one. They're thinking about it, debating on their options. So yes, it feels like after an eternity, after 10,000 years, Black Fang Magician is going to attack into Spyral Tough, with Purple Poison being able to activate, kamikazing both monsters. That will trigger the effect of Spyral Gear Fully Armed to special summon Tough right back to the side of the field, since it is Spyral Super Agent while on the field in graveyard. But it's also going to trigger Black Fang Magician's effect to be able to special summon a Spellcaster monster to the side of the field. Now that Spellcaster monster of choice is probably going to be another Black Fang Magician. And this card is not, well, it shouldn't be in the extra monster zone, but it is not, it's not an effect that, normally effects target themselves or can't target their own monster. Black Fang Magician can definitely target a Black Fang Magician in graveyard, so you gotta have a little bit of a loop. It's also going to trigger that Time Pendulum Graph as promised to add a Pendulum monster from the deck to the hand. Now, if I were Pendulum Magician, I would definitely be adding, this is actually probably, no, you can't add Skull Crobat Joker, because that would have been nice to add Skull Crobat Joker. Maybe another Wisdom or Purple Poison to get more destructions and also being able to get an additional search. So yes, it is going to be a Purple Poison that was added. That's going to be activated in the scale. And Black Fang is going to be 2,900 attack again. Naruto the Mortal Leader does give that extra spell negate. Spyral is still in not a great situation. Spyral wants to come back into this game, and they're going to start off by activating Foolish Burial. Pendulum Magician has a decision to make. Will they use Naruto the Moral Leader to stop said Foolish Burial from popping off? And it looks like they're taking their time. Using the effect of Naruto the Moral Leader, they are going to stop that Foolish Burial, But unfortunately, that was just more bait for Spyrals, as a quick fix was hard drawn. It's going to be normal summon to the side of the field to activate its effect, and that's going to get another Spyral search. Will Pendulum Magician respond to that? They don't want Spyral Fix on the field, but I think leaving it on the field wouldn't be that much of a problem, but they are. They're going to use Space Pendulograph to destroy the Black Fang Magician, to destroy the Spyral Quick Fix. Quick Fix will still get a surge, but it will be destroyed off the field. I'm not 100% sure if that was the go-to play, because against Spyral, the only card that you genuinely want to stop is the Spyral Link Monster. If you stop the Spyral Link Monster, the entire deck kind of just falls apart, especially in this particular build. Link Monsters were not as prevalent. I think Gaia the Lightning is being ran in here. It's like not a lot of great Link Monsters at this point in time. Spyral now activating Foolish Burial Goods to send Spyral Mission Rescue to banish itself to special summon Quick Fix back to the side of the field. Now, one thing that we have noticed about Spyral is that once you lose your normal summon, or your normal summon monster, bringing out a second monster could be a problem. That's not going to be a problem, as Big Red's going to be activated, but Machine Duplication is going to be activated on Spyral Quick Fix. That's something that you probably should have saved your Time Pendulograph for. Both Spyral Quick Fix will now be able to activate their effects. They will grab another Spyral Gear in Utility Wire, and probably a Hornet Drones, or maybe the level 4 Spyral monster. At this point in time, it almost doesn't matter. Yes, they're going to get a Spyral Gear Last Resort. So now they can make their Spyral Link monster. The only unfortunate thing is that they don't know the top card of the deck, at least not right now. Both quick fixes are going to be used for a link for Double Helix. And now, since there is no monster to be able to be summoned, they can't use their normal summon to bring out that monster to their side of the field. Oh, actually, yes, they will. They will discard Spyral Drones to special summon a quick fix to the side of the field. And now they can activate their effect of the red card. That's right, their equipped spell card, Big Red, to special summon drones. So now they can be able to see the top cards of the opponent's decks. So yes, Spyral Gear is going to get another Spyral Gear, or yeah, Spyral Drones. And Spyral Big Red is going to be able to special summon said drones to the side of the field, activating its effect to see the top 3 cards of Pendulum. Now, normally when you go against Pendulum, you can guess monster and get it correct. But it has been shown that if you guess monster, sometimes you won't get it correct. It looks like Spyral does not want to take that risk, as special summoning drones would be the safest option to guarantee that your Double Helix will be able to pop off. Using the effect of Double Helix declaring monster this time around, it is going to be a Performa Power Pendulum Sorcerer, so it is a monster. You're going to go ahead and special summon Spyral Master Plan to the side of the field. Master Plan will get another Mission Rescue, and now it looks like more special summoning can commence, as Helix and Spyral Master Plan are going to be used for another Link summon into Decode Talker. Now, Decode Talker was probably the best Link 3 in the game at that point in time. It can gain up to 3,300 attack, it can prevent your opponent from targeting your monsters, and he was just an outright brute force of a card. Nowadays, Decode Talker isn't as powerful, there are better Link 3s, but that's just to show you how much the game has evolved past this particular Spyral deck inside of 2018. Both Hornet Drones and Spyral Quick Fix are going to be used for an Exceed summon, probably into the Lyralus card, or maybe the Sylvan Princess Sprite. That's also a decent option. Using Princess Sprite, discarding the Quick Fix to add a drones from the deck to the graveyard. If it were a spell or trap card, it would have been added to the hand. So it looks like Spyral is in control of this game. They're going to use Spyral Super Agent to special summon itself, revealing the Pendulum, revealing the Pensork, and destroying the Time Pendulograph. I believe that's either Time or Space Pendulograph. I don't remember their names. And now Spyral is back on the roll. They do control a Spyral Gear monster or a Spyral Super Agent, so Quick Fix can be special summoned to their side of the field. They'll discard the Spyral Mission Rescue to be able to special summon themselves and add another Big Red from the deck to the hand. Now, the trick to Spyral Quick Fixes is that they are banished when they leave the field, but if you use them for an Exceed summon, they will be sent to the graveyard and when they're detached from material or when the monster is linked off. So it looks like that Mission Rescue is going to special summon a Double Helix, and both quick fixes are going to be used again for another Exceed summon into the Lyrilusk. Just detaching a quick fix to be able to add DD Crow from the deck to the hand. This is bringing back so many memories. I remember when Spyral used to do this. And now the Lyrilusk and the Deco Talker for another Link summon into Firewall Dragon. Now, there are some players that probably miss and love Firewall Dragon. There are some players that completely hate Firewall Dragon. Me personally, I'm on the fence because it doesn't seem as powerful, but I know even with new Yu-Gi-Oh, the card would probably be completely busted. So now both monsters, the Princess Sprite and the Spyral Super Agent, are going to be used for another Link summon. That's going to make Ib. That's going to trigger Firewall's effect to bounce this time around. It's going to bounce the two opposing monsters. Spyral Resort is going to be activated to add Spyral Sleeper from the deck to the hand, and that is game. Spyral being able to one-shot the opponent. That's crazy. Being able to come back from a deficit of going second. Still be able to break Pendulum Magician's board and play Yu-Gi-Oh! This time around in Game 2. Pendulum Magician does have the option to go first yet again. It's going to be exciting to see what Pendulum Magician can do. They've already seen Abyss Dweller completely crumble. Maybe making different cards to be able to destroy the opponent's spell and trap cards would be the answer. Pendulum definitely does take a long time to gather their plays, and that's actually fair. I mean, seriously, we've had so many mistakes on this channel. Sometimes they just get passed by. Maybe Pendulum wants to not make as many critical mistakes and go through all of the sequences before they start making a play. And of course, mistakes still happen. I'm pretty confident, even after watching this video several times, that even I messed up on some mistakes. That's why you guys are here, ladies and gentlemen. Let us know down below in the comment section, what do you guys think about this game? Some of the mistakes that were not picked up by any of us, we definitely do appreciate it. We like to say we don't make the same mistakes twice. Allure Darkness is going to be activated, banishing the Abyss Actor Curtain Riser. My players are awesome, by the way, too. They actually spend a lot of time going through these decks. I looked at Spyral, I looked at Pendulum Magician, I'm like, I don't want to play either of these decks. So Pendulum Call is going to be activated, discarding Duelist Alliance. This is going to be another hand involving Pendulum Call. Maybe Pendulum Magician thought that this card was amazing. Maybe they played more than one copy. But I'm 1000% confident that Pendulum Magician did not like this card. Like, this is a card that was like, you can't pop your own scales. It's not as great. Or maybe Pendulum Magician had the unfortunate of playing only one copy and opening it twice. I'll actually include the deck profiles on Patreon, ladies and gentlemen. So if you guys are on Patreon, just a small thank you for, you know, just hanging around and sticking to the clan. So it looks like the Duelist Alliance is going to be sent to the graveyard, and Pendulum Magician is debating on the next move. Chronograph Sorcerer actually is going to be activated into the scale, destroying itself to be able to special summon a Time Gazer Magician to the side of the field. Or is it Stargazer? Pretty sure it's one of those. You guys know what I'm talking about. It's Electromite food, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, Time Gazer Magician is on the side of the field. And now, if they can activate Astrograph Sorcerer into scale, they can make an Electromite without committing the normal summon. Unfortunately, that's not going to be the case. Perform Bout Skull Crobat Joker is going to be normal summon to the side of the field instead. And that is going to add a Magician card from the deck to the hand. I wish that the Sorcerers were actually Magicians, because that'd be pretty cool. I mean, granted, that would make the deck even more busted to what it is. But ultimately, this deck is already pretty busted. I mean, if you were to bring it, if you were to get Pendulum's Astrograph Sorcerer and Skull Crobat Joker right now, I think they'll find some other ways to abuse this to make this just infinite. Just the fact that Astrograph Sorcerer and Chronograph Sorcerer are not once per turn. It's like, why aren't these cards once per turn? This is a little ridiculous. So Electromite is going to be special summoned to the side of the field. And actually, to bring it back, when these cards first came out, they weren't even powerful, because Link monsters weren't present, so Astrograph Sorcerer and Chronograph Sorcerer didn't really have a need. Like, yeah, you can add another card, oh, that's great, but like, it didn't really do anything. Now that Links exist, oh my god, they're like, this is busted. Links and Electromite, both of those cards had to exist for that to work. But yeah, it looks like Electromite's going to add another Chronograph to the scale, and Pendulum Magician is going to go ahead and scale up with Purple Poison and Black Fang, being able to special summon Pendulum monsters to their side of the field from the extra deck and from the hand. They're going to choose to do so in the form of maybe double Chronograph and maybe Harmonizing from hand. Yes, Pendulum Call does prevent the monsters from being destroyed, which is like, that's huge, because hypothetically, if that wasn't the case, the Duelist Alliance could have actually added a double iris, which meaning that Electromite could have destroyed the double iris and search a time or a space pendulum graph, which would have just been huge. So it looks like 4 monsters are going to be pendulum summoned: double chronograph, harmonizing, wisdom eye, and harmonizing is going to trigger her effect to spell summon a monster to the side of the field. We're going to see more or less of the same board that Pendulum Magician was able to make in the first game, which is actually really strong still, especially back then in 2018, early 2018. Being able to make a board like that is kind of scary. Nowadays, we look at it and we're like, oh, that's a cute board. Let me go ahead and break this. But back then, that could have been a problem. Astrograph Sorcerer destroying the Wisdom Eye to be able to add the Skull Crobat. That's going to actually force or trigger the effect of Electromite to draw again. And that's all good for, Pendulum, as they'll be able to gain more resources, and that Skull Crobat Joker will be able to get them that search that they need later on in the future. And now they'll be able to use double chronograph for the summon of Naruto, the Moral Leader. And instead of Abyss Dweller this time around, they're going to get a little cheeky. Maybe not losing the Abyss Dweller was, hurting. They're going to use both of those monsters for, oh no, never mind. I thought they were going to make the Tornado Dragon. Abyss Dweller, I mean, it's not the dumbest play. If you can make Abyss Dweller and Tornado Dragon, that would be amazing. But again, sometimes you just don't always open that amazing hand. So Abyss Dweller is going to activate its effect. And now Spyral can't go to the graveyard again, which is still, that is huge. Spyral Tough is going to be normal summon. This actually reminds you of last game, doesn't it? As Spyral Tough will be able to activate its effect, targeting the Naruto, the Moral Leader, and this time it'll hit a monster. So Naruto, the Moral Leader, is immediately destroyed before it can start and play anything or negate anything. And now Abyss Dweller is the only card in Spyral's way. Spyral is in a really good situation. Spyral Tough, I'm telling you guys, is a tough card to deal with. This is what makes Spyrals just so good going first and going second. They have Spyral Tough and Spyral Super Agent. Destroy your opponent's cards on the field, and then also be able to gain resources, see cards from the opponent's top of the deck for Helix to make some more plays. Spyral Resort is now going to be activated. That's going to add Spyral Super Agent. And now Super Agent can activate itself to spell summon itself. Unfortunately, there's no spell and trap cards on the opponent's side of the field to be able to destroy due to Pendulum Call being able to protect the Pendulum Magician monsters and no Magician or Time or Space Pendulum Graph on the spell and trap card zone. But now the deck does have 2 monsters to be able to make double Helix and continue on with some plays. As Spyral Super Agent is going to spell summon itself, declaring monster. That's exactly what we're going to see. And we're going to use, it looks like Spyral is going to use both of those monsters for a Link summon following up for Spyral Double Helix. As this Double Helix already knows the card on the top of the deck, it looks like this is going to be free, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, we're just waiting for that to be executed. Both of those monsters being sent to the graveyard for, as we said, the Spyral Double Helix. Where is that Double Helix? And now Double Helix will be able to activate its effect to spell summon a Spyral monster from the deck to the side of the field, declaring the same thing, of course. Instead of Spyral Master Plan, seeing that Spyral Master Plan would not be a smart card under Abyss Dweller, it looks like Spyral might want to go for a different option. They can spell summon any Spyral monster from the deck or graveyard to their side of the field. My vote would have to be maybe to drones. Has already been, there's no need for drones. A Spyral Quick Fix, because Quick Fix will be able to get you cards like your Big Red or whatnot. And that could be the reason, oh, looks like the Quick Fix is going to be spell summoned. That could be a reason to get the Spyral Dagger hand. Yes, Quick Fix can't be spell summoned from the graveyard to the side of the field, but it can already get you resources and start formalizing a game plan to break this Pendulum board. So now it looks like both the Spyral Double Helix and the Quick Fix will be used. No, maybe not for a Link this time around. Terraforming is going to be activated, and that's going to only add another Spyral Resort to search another Spyral monster from the deck to the hand. So we can only imagine what Spyral monster will be added. I think Sleeper is like the only reason why Last Resort was added. So Sleeper might be the best possible outcome. It might be the better monster to add. mainly because this card is just phenomenal. It destroys your opponent's cards. You already have the Last Resort. Is Spyral Resort getting a drones? No, it's getting the sleeper like we said. And this can actually inflict major damage to Pendulum Magician. A Decode Talker plus a sleeper. That's pretty good, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, it's not the best in the world, but it's definitely pretty decent. Now, both of those monsters used for a link summon, the Double Helix and the Quick Fix. That's going to make the Decode Talker. That Spyral Sleeper will summon itself, and it can destroy both the Electromite and the Abyss Dweller swing for a good amount of damage, so that could be it too. It looks like Double Helix is going to be banished along with Tough and Quick Fix. That Spyral monster, the Super Agent, is going to be later returned from Resort, and that's going to summon the Sleeper to the side of the field, giving Decode Talker a little bit of attack. It looks like Fully Armored is going to be activated on the Spyral Sleeper, but unfortunately, the Fully Armored can't equip itself to the Spyral Sleeper. It is not a Spyral monster, so it looks like we're going to have to reset, seeing that that obviously can't happen. But yeah, both players realizing that, hey, you can't do that. It's not going to attack and banish. So yeah, Sleeper isn't going to be able to do that. It's not going to be able to banish both the Abyss Dweller and Electromite. So just going back just a little bit, it's actually crazy that Spyral actually has game right now and didn't even notice it. They're going to go ahead and activate from their hand the Spyral Big Red, which will allow them to special summon that Spyral Super Agent, and then they can equip the, Fully Armored to that card, Sleeper to destroy both of the cards, and attack for game, ladies and gentlemen. Spyral being able to come up with the 2-0, ladies and gentlemen. That is over 8,000 damage, and it's just to show how good Spyrals could be at their max potential. Well, thank you guys so much for watching another segment of the TheCaliEffect. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and give it a like, and if you really did, consider joining our Patreon. We have quite the few rewards. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, but most of all, enjoy. I hope you guys are having a great day, like I am.